Welcome to the TV, where you meet some of Nigeria's best celebrities. I am Kosiso.
And I'm Hannah. And today, Mr. Azu Arizi met with one of Nigeria's best comedians, Ayodeji Richard Makun, popularly known as AY. He's not just a comedian, he's an actor, a director, and a producer. And his movies are sure blockbusters. He's also the host of AY Comedy Show, and also his skits. AY Comedy Skit is also the host. Some of his movies are
30 Days in Atlanta, A Trip in Jamaica, and he also is the Yoruba demon in Merry Men.
Also, Yoruba Demon Merry Men Part 2 is coming out soon. We don't know when it's dropping though, but it's definitely coming out soon. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this page.
Don't forget the TV.
It's just right here. Just click the like, just click the subscribe, and just comment. Yes. And don't forget to keep on subscribing and keep on watching Yes NGTV.
Welcome to the TV, where you meet some of Nigeria's best celebrities. I am Kosiso.
And I'm Hannah. And today, Mr. Azu Arizi met with one of Nigeria's best comedians, Ayodeji Richard Makun, popularly known as AY. He's not just a comedian, he's an actor, a director, and a producer. And his movies are sure blockbusters. He's also the host of AY Comedy Show, and also his skits. AY Comedy Skit is also the host. Some of his movies are
30 Days in Atlanta, A Trip in Jamaica, and he also is the Yoruba demon in Merry Men.
Also, Yoruba Demon Merry Men Part 2 is coming out soon. We don't know when it's dropping though, but it's definitely coming out soon. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this page.
Don't forget the TV.
It's just right here. Just click the like, just click the subscribe, and just comment. Yes. And don't forget to keep on subscribing and keep on watching Yes NGTV.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes!
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes!
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes!
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Now, you run one of the most successful comedy shows. That's talking about AY show.
Yeah.
How did you come about it?
AY Live, I would say it happened, the AY Live brand happened by, should I use the word accident, or by mistake, or by some sort of coincidence, or should I say it happened out of a situation. You know, I always go for Night of 1,000 Laughs, and every time I go for Night of 1,000 Laughs, I was one of the freshest talents then, from 2006, 2005, 2006. I was one of the freshest talents, and then I was buzzing, and then they would take me to Abuja, they would take me to, Port Harcourt. I would do the shows in Lagos, and then it just happened that my name was not on the list of the comedians that were selected to go. And then at the time, I'd already started training some other upcoming comedians who were living with me in my house. So, the feeling of seeing your younger ones pack their bags like they have been called to camp to go and represent the big brand, Night of 1,000 Laughs, and then you, their boss, you have been dropped from
The national team in quotes.
the national team in quote. So it was a terrible experience. The feeling of, you see these boys pack their bags and go, and then that was it. I was like, no, okay, maybe it is high time you build your own church. Maybe you need to take this challenge and see it as take this as a major challenge for you to to build your own brand. And I said, okay, I've been doing this AY's open mic comedy challenge that discovered most of these boys that makes the national team and all of that. So if I can do that, why can't I also develop a brand that will make me? Okay. And that was it. I just said, okay, I put my Patreon to way back in the morning. I put it in front of me, my laptop. I started putting a proposal together, and at the end of the day, I just came up with the AY Live brand. And when I did the first one, when I made an announcement to my senior colleagues and everybody that I was going to do a show.
What year was this?
The first one was in 2007.
All right, yes.
Yeah.
So when you made the announcement?
When I made the announcement to my colleagues, I looked like a mediocre because then Makun Center was the biggest place for anybody. Was like going to Wembley, and then you say you're not talking about using all the smaller venues and you're going to start off. So it was like a big joke. But then there was something I already had working for me. Promoting and packaging shows has been a major part of me because that was what I was doing on campus, and you know, I graduated doing that, and working with Alibaba was an extension of me doing that for his own brand before I became AY in a way, so to speak. So for me, it was more like I already have this other part locked down, promoting and everything. So all the while they were wondering how is this boy going to do it, I already knew in my head that okay, by the time I put one together and put all the promotional elements in place, it was going to come to fruition. And then the first show was completely sold out. And then when we did the year after in 2008, from one show it ended up becoming 2 shows. And in 2009 we started taking it around Nigeria and outside the country as well, and it became one of the biggest.
All right, what would you describe as the success? What is the success secret behind AY Live? Why is it succeeding? Why has it been going from strength to strength year after year?
I give it to consistency, and I give it to a whole lot of research, knowing what the people want at the time, and also taking advantage of situations around, because right now I know a lot of people, they look forward to, okay, at AY Live, all these trending issues going on, we're going to have a full dose of it when we go for AY Live. And you know, I developed that concept. I started working, and also the infusement of other talents, because for me it goes beyond just doing stand-up comedy. It's comedy, music, dance. So it's coming from my theater background. So once you come on stage, once you come to see AY Live, you're coming to see a total package, a total ensemble where everything will be intertwined to give you a basic entertainment satisfaction, and that's the secret.
All right. What would you say separates AY Live from all the other comedy shows?
I usually would leave fans, spectators to judge and give me their own verdict, because without sounding boisterous, I wouldn't want to say that okay, it's because AY is doing this. I also want to say grace is just something I can't help but also go spiritual. Something I would say grace, because sometimes when I look at the product and the brand and the strength of many other comedians, I won't even compare myself to them. I won't for any reason. If you give me a list this minute and say AY, write down top 10 comedians, I won't even put AY as one of the top 10 on my own. But then I just understand that there's just something external which I'm attributing to grace, which makes the brand just stand, and the fan base increases on a daily level. So sometimes I just wonder, how come you're the most followed stand-up comedian in Nigeria, and I know you're not the funniest? So what's that thing? So I just give it to grace.
All right. Now you started out, by organizing shows in the university. What's prompted that? I mean, because your parents sent you to school to go and study and learn and read and everything, but you got there, you got involved with show promotion.
Many people today who engaged themselves in one form of social activities on campus or any other activities apart from the ones that comes with negativity, you would realize, if you do your research, when they come out, they stand out because they have made that thing to become, a part of their foundation. Okay. Like my big boss talked about Rotary Club. It's not something that started from outside.
That was an interactive.
Yeah. So from that point, coming out is an extension. When you're playing football on the streets, you play every time. Your parents, they want to beat you, go to the house, go inside, come inside, enough is enough. And you discover that at the end of the day, the person becomes a big footballer and is talking about it. So for me, I already knew that whatever it was that I was going to become needed that foundation. And I traced it to, entertainment on campus. And it gave me the opportunity to meet most of the people that I'm even now working with today. That was how I met the likes of RMD. That was how I met the likes of Alibaba, and the connection was tip tap, like okay, and that's it. So I always want to encourage people. You can go to the school. Don't let the four walls of the university. It goes beyond you just finding yourself in that classroom. You also need to understand and go through all sorts of rudiments that will form your character, form your person. So when you come out, it's just going to further, put you in a place of understanding to know that yes, these things are needed and necessary. So for me, all I wanted to do was to make an impact on campus. And it worked because I was the most celebrated student in Delta State University during my time, and all of that formed my character into becoming the king of comedy's personal assistant because he discovered it, he noticed it, and from there, here we are.
No, I would like to find out from you as a student, as an undergraduate, what gave you the confidence to approach these people to tell them to come to your school, to come and do shows and stuff? I mean, where did the confidence come from?
The confidence was also laced with some cash. It was laced with some cash because then, and for me, studying the campus environment, I noticed that okay, when you want to do a show and you just bring the regular, you get the regular result. Anything, it's still the same format that works to date. Once you push yourself a bit extra, that's when you can get the extra results. And for me, I have that spirit of always aiming for the best. And anytime I do that, I succeed. And the first time I remember the first time I put up a poster on campus and I said Alibaba was coming. The students were busy tearing the posters and they were looking for me to beat up for coming up with such a big lie to deceive the student community. Because at the time they were like, of all people, Alibaba, are you alright? But then what people don't understand is there's no harm in trying. And then when you try, what's the best you can get? Is a no. Is a no, is a yes or no. And for me, making that attempt and having that confidence to call Alibaba, it worked on me like, young man, do you have an idea of how much I charge? And I said, name your price.
I like that. So the money you paid
no, but that, not like the money was there.
Yeah.
But he was very, very impressed that okay,
the
confidence, and this guy could really talk about money. But when he mentioned the money, I mean, at that time, if they had sold my dad and mom, I wouldn't have been able to do the show. But then he was able to connect with the fact that he was once a student, and this is coming from that background. And because that worked for him, that's what students to date, they have used to get me. Because every time I think, I say, it be that time no. So anytime I'm doing shows with them, I don't really expect too much. Because I never can tell the next AY that is going to come out of there the same way Alibaba made, you know, an AY come out from that background. So it's an excitement. So students just take advantage of it as well.
No, but eventually, the money you paid him, how did he come out about that?
I set up a committee.
Okay.
I set up a committee. You know, when you're on campus, you have the ones that are ajabotas, you have the ones who have the raw talents to do the raw job. I set up the committee, and then my pocket money from home, I put every day. You know, when you want to take, it's part of a risk. Doing business is risk, you know. And I think I even risked my school fees at the time, because I believe that before it will be time for to get the deadline for us to pay up, I would have finished the show and I would have made some money. Okay. And it worked. So the question would have been, what if the whole thing didn't work? It means that I probably would have been out of school by now. So, but it boils down to risk taking and knowing the right risk to take.
Yeah. You have one other interesting story while you were in the university. You were dating somebody that made the lecturer to hold on to you for some years. Can you just summarize that story and what happened?
Yeah. Well, life happened.
Yes.
Because I also strongly believe that all that factor put together molded my character and my person. And good enough, I'm in good relationship with that same lecturer today, because he asked for forgiveness, and he's also happy for what I have become today. But the same confidence of grabbing my phone to call on Alibaba was the same confidence of me walking up to the lecturer to say, that thing that you want to do will not work. And I was doing that not against any background as a courtist or anything. So I didn't know that people who make such mouths, you must have something that will back you up.
Yes.
And I think when they discovered that this guy was just an ordinary, and that kept me in school
for 6 or 9 years.
I spent 9 years in the university. Not something I'm proud of, but today the story is different. There are people who left school long before me and all of that. I can't even compare the life that I'm living with their lives, not to slight them, but just to encourage people who sometimes give up in a particular, as a result of a particular situation, because you never can tell.
Okay.
You know, that weeping may just endure for a while, but joy will always come in the morning.